Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. We just got through watching Anthony Joshua win unanimous decision against Andy Ruiz to become two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. And I know the question on your mind right now, everybody's mind all across the world, is Rachel, why are you wearing a robe?
Guys, we're at home watching boxing.
Yeah, this is our day off, guys. Okay, this is a special treat for us to do after seeing such a huge fight. It was on during the day, so we definitely wanted to talk about it. Yeah. Rachel, what did you think about Anthony Joshua's performance today?
Well, we had talked earlier in the week, I just didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how these guys were going to come into this fight. I didn't know if Joshua was, like a broken man after that loss in New York. Or, if he was going to come back. And as soon as I saw, them come in, when I saw the weigh-in pictures from yesterday and then I saw him coming into the fight, I was like, Joshua took this for real. You know what I mean? This was a changed person who was no. Maybe he won all his other fights and he could win and play to the media and be a, I don't know, bodybuilder, whatever you want to call it.
Instagram model.
But when he fought Ruiz and it was okay, I'm to the level now that I need to be all in on boxing. And I saw somebody who came all in, and then the fight, oh my gosh, to be able to stay disciplined like that. I've seen fighters who can't keep that up for 12 rounds, who get tempted by the bravado, somebody's hey, trash talks him a little bit. I saw Ruiz whisper something in his ear on a clinch, and it Joshua got emotional, but he went back to his corner during the round, got centered, came back out, did the thing that was going to win the fight, which was to fight tall, use his jab, and keep moving. And, I really respect that.
I love seeing boxers come back from adversity because people in life experience an adversity, right? Mm-hmm. And you can tell a lot about a person's character when they experience that adversity. I like what you said about what you saw in the pre-fight weigh-in, and then today we saw him in earnest. We saw Joshua and could compare him to the previous version we saw. This guy looked like the heavyweight champion of the world. He looked like a guy who was fully committed to the sport. His body, I mean, he already had a good body. He has he's a bodybuilder type. He's got really good physique to him. And you would see the last fight and say, oh yeah, he looks good. But seeing him in this fight, he looked like a fighter, and that's a completely different look. And he fought like a fighter. I was really impressed with him, especially like you said, getting through those tough moments in the fight where he was sort of invited to engage in something that would be detrimental to his cause. It was hard for him not to engage. He saw the emotion in him, but he was able to experience that emotion, make the better choice, and win convincingly, really, really convincingly, almost every minute of every round of the fight. What a great performance for him.
Yes. Let's talk about Ruiz.
I thought Andy Ruiz, look, the truth came out on the mic, and it's what I kind of thought all along. He gained too much weight. We saw it. It happens, right? Another thing that you can see where there's growth opportunities is when someone or when yourself experiences a lot of success. Well,
what do you
do? That's what Joshua had kind of go through too.
Yeah.
What do you do? Well, are you buying a bunch of cars? Are you eating a bunch of food? Are you not training like you used to train? Are you making all these other choices because all these people want your attention? You're a celebrity now, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're losing focus on the one thing that you're there to do, and that's to be heavyweight champion of the world. And I thought we saw it in this fight. He was slower. He was not in any kind of good shape. He couldn't move his hands. Right before the fight, he talked about how, he still was basically the same weight. Immediately after the fight, he admitted, no. And I even said, when I saw him say that to Chris Manning before the fight, I was like, I could tell he was lying, just the way he was talking. Truth came out of the fight. Yeah, I came in too heavy.
Yeah. Ruiz in the first fight, he got openings, right? Joshua gave him openings, and he capitalized and took advantage and won the fight. Well, this fight, Joshua gave him no openings. And furthermore, I didn't feel like Ruiz had the ability, conditioning, I don't know what it was, but he needed to make his own openings. And I didn't think he could do that. And I wondered if it might be the weight because, all week I've said, you know what, I don't have a problem with somebody being overweight because I don't think that always determines like somebody's athleticism.
It doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, and so that could be the case with, either of these like fighters. But like with Ruiz, it seemed like apparent that the extra weight wasn't helpful.
Yeah.
And he couldn't make like his own openings in this fight, which is what he needed to do as a smaller fighter. And it was kind of, I don't know, disappointing for me to see because you had already fought Joshua once. You knew, you had a good idea. Okay, if I was Joshua, what would I do when I come to this fight? Fight tall? Okay, how am I going to fight against that? And it didn't seem like he had a plan for that. And I'm like, dude, how could you not have a plan for that?
Well, it's because, hey, I kind of got short notice last time and I won the fight. I think I can do it again. I get it. I get how you could fall into that trap. But Andy Ruiz, he tried to win the whole fight. He stayed competitive. Kind of competitive in the fight. He's an affable, lovable guy, and so they even talked immediately after him. Both fighters talked about doing the third fight. I think that'll be great. I think he definitely deserves just being a former unified heavyweight champion of the world. We'll see him in bigger fights down the line, whether it's against Joshua again or going into the PBC ranks and fighting those guys. Excited to follow his career and continue that.
Yeah.
But what a great day for boxing, I think. I think it's better for boxing for the consensus top heavyweight of 2 years ago to have one or more of the belts, and he does today. We've got our 3 world champions again, right? We got unified champion Anthony Joshua. We got WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. We have lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. And I know all of you want to see those fights. Rachel, if you could make any fight happen, any of those 3 guys, what fight would you make?
I just want to enjoy what I just saw. Do I have to?
Forward-thinking analysis is what I'm gunning for. That's what I learned at Bleacher Report.
The next fight I want to see is Fury Wilder, right? And that's happening. And so that I want to see the outcome of that, and then I can worry about like what moves forward with Joshua and anybody else. But like, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing Ortiz get like shots at Ortiz and Ruiz. I think might be an interesting fight given how skilled Ortiz is taller, and Ruiz being the smaller fighter but maybe faster.
Good fight.
I'd be interested in that, and that just shows you some of the depth of the heavyweight division.
Well, out of the 3 that I asked you about, you said you didn't really answer the question that you were excited for Wilder versus Fury too, and I am too. But I would be more excited to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. And I would be more excited to see that because that would crown an undisputed heavyweight champion.
Right.
At least by the way that we historically measure that, which is, at least for the last 20 years, those 4 major title belts, WBA, WBO, WBC, IBF. We also haven't had an undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis did it, and that was, over 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it would be really great for the sport. Tyson Fury still has a claim to the lineal title, and you could still make that fight after. If I could make any fight, that's the fight I would make. Don't think it happens. I'm happy we're getting Wilder versus Fury too, but I'm not as happy about that as I am happy about you, the Real Talk viewer. I said viewer this time, not watcher. I was going to say watcher again, but I didn't. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks for hanging out with us after a really great fight today. If you're in the United States, it was during the day. I don't know what it was for you in the UK. I have no idea. I don't know how to do this in my head. If you're in Saudi Arabia, it's nighttime. And I'm like, what's it like over there? I don't know. I've never been there.
It's definitely nighttime in the UK.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching and hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.